Hello there, this is Crystal Zorich and
Mark Octong from Clearwater Shuffleboard Club.
And we're here to talk to you guys today about warm-up shots. And we're going to cover several topics, and we're going to actually show an example of how we shoot those warm-up shots, what they're called, so that you know the proper terminology when you go to a tournament and play. Mark and I play all around the world and all over the state in Florida, and a lot of times when we travel, you've got to pay attention to the morning announcements when you get to a tournament, because that's where they're going to tell you how to shoot your warm-up shots.
We're going to show you is the standard 10 disc warm-up that we do in Florida. Other states do it as well. And you're going to get 2 for speed, and then you get 4 each, and then 4 each again, which we'll discuss as we go along.
Let's talk about those 2 for speed that you're going to get. What disc do you shoot? The discs are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to do with our speed shots, we're going to pull disc number 3 and 4. And the reason we're going to shoot those for your speed shots is because these are the 2 discs, number 3 and 4, that don't get knocked in the gutter as much as number 1 and 2. So the bottom of those discs should be in better condition than your number 1 and 2, which means they should run slightly faster. What we're going to do now, Mark and I are going to demonstrate our warm-up shots and how you shoot when you're on yellow and black in the order that they go in. So what the names of these shots are called, we're going to cover speed shots, which are 2 discs. We're going to do 4 across the back and a setup. Right now we're going to get started. Mark's going to do his speed shots.
So speed shots are pretty standard. The setups that we're showing you, there's no textbook that says you have to do this. This is just what you're typically going to see by most players at a tournament in Florida as well as in other states. You do not have to do it like this. You can do whatever you want, but we get a lot of questions about what are you guys doing? How do you do this? What do I do first? What do I do next? And there's reasons for these. So we're going to show you the standard setup for warm-ups for a tournament that you would have here in Florida. So I've got disc 3 and 4. All I'm doing right now is I want to hit the back of the 7 or the kitchen. I want to see what the speed is of this court all the way down. I'm not really concerned about drift or anything at this point. I'm shooting number 3 first. Doesn't really matter. It's just my preference.
And as Mark's opponent, I am watching his disc. I'm seeing what it's doing. I'm paying attention to how it moves, and I'm paying attention to where it lands.
And then I'm going to shoot my number 4. Although she didn't push that disc, she can get data off of whether that could be a slow disc or a fast disc.
Absolutely.
As well.
I do my speed shots a little different. The first one I'm going to shoot is disc 3, and I shoot mine straight across, straight in front of me. And my goal is to hit that kitchen line, or maybe make it to the kitchen. I want to see how far this disc is going, and I shorted it. So I'm picking up some data. Probably want to give this a little bit more of a push. My second one, I'm going to shoot disc 4 like it's a St. Pete. I want to judge the speed of the St. Pete coming across. So I'm lining up in the number 4 spot, and I'm going to put a little bit more on it to see if I can get it past that other disc. I did. I got it right where I wanted it to go.
She shot that St. Pete, but that's just her preference. You can shoot your speed discs from any position you want. It doesn't really matter. She just wanted to grab a little bit of extra data as if it were a St. Pete.
So now Mark has got 4 discs, and usually what you do is ask your partner, what would you like? In Florida, we know when you're yellow and you go first, you typically get the setup. What is a setup? A setup is a St. Pete, a Tampa, and then disc anywhere you want. Now we'll talk about that here in a minute, but let's go ahead and do the setup. I'm going to give Mark a typical St. Pete here with my cue, and he's going to shoot from probably the 3 or 4 to get behind it.
I'm going to shoot from the 4. I'm trying to see if where I'm going to put my St. Pete, I can hide behind it on this court.
So this is to see what the court does. I had to move my cue a little bit.
And then I'll take a Tampa.
So now I'm going to move his disc into the Tampa position. The Tampa is on the tip on your side. And your goal is to get behind it. Usually
That's
an 8
a really
or a
good
7.
height. I like that line.
He liked that line. All right,
So
now I'm gonna say, what would you like now?
Now, this is preference, whatever you want. Some people will shoot a 10, some people will want to split, some people will want to double.
2 8s.
I am going to ask you to give me 2 middle 8s.
Middle 8s, so this is middle, that's an 8. This is middle. I wanna stop here and talk about this. Some people will tell you they want an 8 high. An 8 high is up here by the line. Some will tell you they want an 8 low. An 8 low is down by the 7 line. Some will tell you they want a 7 high, a 7 low, a middle 7. Listen to your partner down there. Give them the shot they want.
On these 2 warm-ups, I am going to try to stick and kitchen both of these. I missed it.
If any of the discs get moved, you do want to walk up and move them back. I'm going to move this out of the way so he has a clear shot to the kitchen because he's picking up data on his shots.
That's a little better than the first one. That drift
Looks
got me.
nice, actually. All right, so now what's going to happen? 4 discs are down here. It's going to be my turn. And since there's 4 discs down, I would say I'll take 4 across the back. 4 across the back looks something like this. People are always saying, where do you put the disc in the middle? I'm going to show you what I like to do with it. If I can take it and flip it, this is where I like it, right there, okay? The reason for that is if it's too close to this line and this one's here and this one's here, you're missing some data on this part of the court. You know, the intention with 4 across the back is to learn 1, kitchen speed, and 2, drift of the court. All right, I'm getting ready to shoot. I shoot all of my discs when I have 4 across the back from the number 1 position, and I go in a specific order. You may go in whatever order that you want. The reason I do the order I do it is I hit the 2 in the middle closest to the center line because those discs are closest to me in the 1 position. Then I go to the far disc and then the other far disc because that takes a little bit more power. The 2 in the middle, I can pick up that speed pretty good on. And then it's just a little bit more on the edges. So here I go. All right, I liked what I saw there. Might have put a little bit too much on that. Now I'm watching the way the disc moves and where my disc bounces. I'm pretty spot on, but I'm a little heavy, but I'm okay being a little heavy. This is 6 discs that I've shot on this court. My accuracy is on, that's the goal.
I want to talk a second about court etiquette. So when you're warming up, especially at the very first game of the day, there's other people practicing. We all practice at different speeds. Some are moving much quicker. So let's say there's a game that's already started here. I'm going to want to stand over here, especially if this court is warming up. I try to stand so I'm not impeding an active game. Now, if a game is going, you have no choice. You stand up there. It is what it is. But try to be aware of your surroundings when you come up here to give the Tampa and the St. Pete for your partner.
Shooting to get behind the St. Pete here. I made it. A little
That's
heavy,
good.
but it's good. All right, I'll take a Tampa, please.
And while she's shooting, I'm watching this disc so that if she were to hit it, I would pull that out of the way.
All right, I got it. I'll take 2 8s, please.
2 8s?
Actually, you know what? Let me do a 10. Now, a lot of people will do a 10 and then you'll hear them do a split. I like shooting the 2 8s. I'm showcasing this just so you see something different. And I'll talk about it as well. So the 10 I want to try to stick in kitchen. Oh man, that'd have been cool if it stopped.
A little deep.
All right, and then you'll hear a lot of people say, I'll take a split. What's a split? A split is usually on the center line where it's in between both discs. We get this a lot during games. I don't necessarily ever practice it in my warm-up, but I'm showing you that there's just another way that you're able to do your warm-up shots.
So she's trying for a double here. And you got it. Nice shot.
Success.
Yep.
All right, so that's a good warm-up. I'd probably look at my partner and be like, my opponent, and say, that's a warning. Now it's Mark's turn. He's gonna complete his 4 disc warm-ups. He's gonna do 4 across the back. And after this is complete, the game will start.
Okay, 4 across the back. We know what that is now. So what I'm learning here, I don't want to be short when I shoot these 4. I want to make contact with those discs. If I come up short, because what I'm trying to do, I want to learn the drift of the court all the way down to the end, and I want to learn the speed. If I come up short, let's say I don't get past the 10-8 line, I have no clue what that court is doing further on past that, and I'm getting ready to start a game. So it's better to go long than it is go short, but you should also be doing this at kitchen speed, because as we all know, a fast disc does not pick up as much drift as a slow disc. I've seen on this court it drifts a little bit to the right, so I'm going to go ahead and counter for that. I'm going to aim. My practice is my 4 on the back. I go in front of me. Missed it. Yep, bad. But that's all right. I learned. And then I do the next one. And then I go to the left. That's a pretty good shot.
That was nice.
And then I'm going to go to the right.
There you have it.
That's it.
That's a 10 disc warm up.